Hey, welcome back to Mirror Expressions, a channel where I take the time to share a little bit of myself with you all, and I invite y'all to come on in and share with me. I just want to know what's on your mind, what's going on in a thinker, and let's discuss some things and share opinions. All right, y'all, so it's been a minute. I've been MIA. I know. Last week was just a lot. I was bombarded. I had class. I had a prom. My baby was experiencing. So I will tell this because it's so exciting. So many of you all, I've shared with y'all that my child is total care. He's disabled. He doesn't speak. He doesn't walk. And so last week he got a new communication device that would allow him to tell us what's going on in his mind. He's gonna let us know what he thinking. He gonna share his thoughts with us. So yes, I am so excited about that. I'm excited about what's been going on. But yeah, that's why I've been MIA. It was just a busy week. One thing on top of another, on top of another. And so this kind of got on the back burner, but we back now. So I am going to be talking about last week's episode of Abbott first. This is Educator of the Year. But before we get started, go ahead and hit this thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't, and let me know how y'all have been. I've been missing y'all. So if you're doing great, just drop me a mirror emoji down in the chat. You don't even have to say nothing, but hey, just that one thing is going to let me know that my YouTube family is good. All right, so let's get it. Let's go. So we open up. Janine's walking into the break room, right? And as soon as she does, Melissa's like, oh, that's so disgusting. So Janine's like, well, dang, shoot, this is vintage. So she's thinking that Melissa is talking about the dress she has on. It was actually a pretty dress. But y'all know Janine sometimes be wearing stuff like out this world. So anyway, Melissa's like, no, she's frustrated because there's this group chat between like the staff at the school, and she's getting this green bubble, which means it's somebody in the group chat that is not an iPhone. And y'all, I hate that the most. I hate group chats when everybody is not an iPhone user because it just complicates things. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so Gregory was just like, well, it is me because I got an iPhone. Plus, I already left the chat. And so Jacob admits to him being the one that has the Android. And so meanwhile, Janine is like, there's a group chat. Like, why I'm not up in that bug? You know what I'm saying? So Jacob was just like, yeah, this is Android discrimination. And it's one of the last acceptable forms of hate. I said, oh my goodness. But ain't that happy? It's either Team Android or Team Apple. Like, child. Anyway, whole time Janine is trying to talk them into trying to get her into the group chat. And Gregory's like, man, we tried, but they say you gonna ha at every text, baby. And I hate that too. Like, sometimes when I be in a group chat, because I'm in a lot of them, because baby, I have 122 sororities, line sisters, I'm gonna say, and them group chats get to going sometimes, and I just have to put them on mute, like, because it's like one person can say something, and then somebody else gonna say something, somebody else gonna say something, or then they come back and like the comment or laugh at the comment. I be like, see, and all you hear doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. I be like, see, and it don't even be nothing. I just have to put them on mute sometimes. Anyway. Ava ends up walking in with a camera crew, right? And Janine was like, dude, didn't you learn from the last time you had a camera crew up in here? So Ava explains that they are from the Action News Channel 6. And they are here to document basically the unveiling of Educator of the Year, who goes to none other than Mr. Gregory Addy. So like, Gregory looking all surprised, like, who, me? You know what I'm saying? And Ava's just like, yeah. So she tried to pose up next to him, get that good look, that picture, talk about something with your fine, silly ass. I said, oh, child. So the camera crew, they trying to catch all types of footage of Gregory. And so I think the spokesperson is actually from the district, and the camera crew is from the news station. It's how it kind of rolls out. So either way, Gregory wants no part. He's like already frustrated because they following him around everywhere he go. To the classroom, they trying to catch like foot. Y'all know how they be just staging stuff to try to make it look like this is what it is. Baby, no. So he's also questioning, like, how did he get chosen for Educator of the Year when he hasn't even been, teaching for a whole entire year? So Barbara was just like, well, it's usually just about optics, and you being the face may encourage other young men to come and teach elementary school, other young Black men to come teach elementary school. So Ava was just like, yeah, it's not merit based at all, but who wants to live in a meritocracy? I said, that doggone Ava. I had to say that every episode. That doggone Ava. So anyway, Gregory gets off in his confession. I was just thinking, yeah, I really have missed y'all. I'm sorry. I did. It just crossed my heart. Like, I really have missed communicating with my YouTube family. But anyway, let's keep going. So, Gregory ends up getting up in his confessional talking about how he's uncomfortable with the extra attention and da 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 da. Y'all know Gregory. So, anyway, over in Janine's class, right? Let me do some real quick. Sorry, y'all. So over in Janine's class, she's having a problem with one of her students, Deshaun. And so, like in the middle of the teaching, he starts throwing his book and talking about he hates this subject and shut up. So she's basically at her wit's end because apparently this is just not the first time. This has been a continual thing the entire school year. So she said she has tried everything. We get backflashes of her trying different things with him, and so she's just basically at her wit's end. So she said it's down to her using her not so secret weapon, which is none other than y'all a parent teacher conference. And so I'm like, girl, you should have been had that or sent the letter home or something. But especially if you've been dealing with this the whole entire school year, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, the next thing we see is Gregory over with his class. He's kind of dismissing him to go on to recess. And so he's trying to walk off. And as soon as he does, here come that camera crew and the lady, and the district lady, that's what we gonna call her, with her microphone following him. And so he's just like, man, I'm just going to the restroom. There's no need to follow me. One old lady was just like, yep. And they just kept right on with him. I was like, oh Lord, what you gonna do? Follow him into the stall? Like, where y'all going? So anyway, Ava ends up, and we see them, Ava and Barbara, I think they were like in the hallway or whatever. And so Ava ends up handing Barbara a letter, and she was just like, this is for you. So Barbara's reading it, and she's just like, I have to go to court? Here you go, Ava. I gave you the wrong one. That's for me. It's a cease and desist letter from Coleman's Campus Supplies. They seem to think they're the only Coleman that can sell campus supplies. I was like, I just be like, how do they come up with this stuff? Like, genius. Like, the humor is just, that's just built into this stuff. It's just, oh my gosh. Anyway, so she ends up handing her another letter. She's just like, basically, your letter is about continuing education. And so, Barbara was just like, well, I've already completed my continuing education, because Barbara's salty. She get in her confession talking about basically continuing education is something you have to do every 5 years. So I have to come and prove to them that I can teach every 5 years. So anyway, she calls it preposterous. So anyway, I was just like, well, you have one other class to complete, and if you don't, you gonna be out there on the streets, basically, whatever. So she just took it. She said she was frustrated or whatever. So anyway, back in Gregory's class, the camera crew still following him around. So they done set up in the class. So he's trying to, we see him interacting like one-on-one with a student. Like the student is at his desk. And I don't even know if we even got the full magnitude of what was going on. Like he was trying something or handing in some work. But all we see pretty much is Gregory encouraging him. And so the little district lady come on over with her microphone, talk about something. Can you do that over? Can y'all redo that? And this time maybe give him a high five, baby. Baby. When I tell you she with these stereotypes. So anyway, Gregory looking like nothing was fake about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing it again. Y'all can tell Gregory is pissed. He is pissed. He was just like, I did not do that for the camera. I'm gonna need for y'all to leave, like right now. And so old host lady was just like, okay. So he pretty much pushed him out the classroom. He like, get on now. You know what I'm saying? And so on the way out, so I'm gonna get the yard done. I was like, what is that? But I forget. He would come right by this window when I'm trying to talk to my peeps. Ooh, chat. So anyways, y'all. When he pushed them on out the classroom, old lady was just like, well, we will see you later on at the ceremony. So Gregory was like, say what now? Ceremony? What you talking about? So she was just like, yeah, there's gonna be food, drinks, spoken word, a choir, and Miss Shamenti will be speaking on your behalf or introducing you or something like that. And so apparently, Melissa didn't know either that she was supposed to be speaking. And so nobody knew anything about this ceremony that they done put together. And so even the choir is not Abbott's, because Gregory was like, we have a choir? Is Abbott's choir? And she was like, oh gosh, no. Like, she put on for the campus basically. And so it was just like at that moment, Ava wants to get on the intercom announcing about there's going to be a ceremony and that Melissa's going to take part, be speaking at it. And so, y'all, Melissa got up from that desk so quick. It was just like, what the hell? Y'all know she is fiery because so it just so happened that Gregory and the camera crew and the district lady was standing outside her classroom when it happened. So Melissa hopped up and was just like, what the hell? And Gregory was like, I didn't know either, Melissa. So Melissa ends up asking old host lady, like, why me? And she says, because, we want to bridge the gap between culture and education. And Ava walks up at that point and was like, basically, what she's saying is she wants a white lady to do it because y'all been acting up all year. An old lady was just like, yep, that's it. A bunch of Karens. Oh, goodness. Anyway, y'all know I love this show. But anyway, so Janine goes to check on Gregory. Their rooms right next to each other. So she do her little nod. And so she's like, what's up, Educator of the Year? And so they were kind of just exchanging pleasantries or whatever. You could tell he still was not excited about being Educator of the Year. But anyway, Melissa ends up walking up and she's just like, I'm sorry, I need to break up this little love fest, but I ain't got much time. Listen, I need you to come on so I can, know what I'm going to say. So she gets Gregory. It's just her and Gregory. So she's just like, tell me some things you have accomplished. So Gregory started coming up with stuff, but then he would have something negative to say behind it. Like, well, we did such and such, but it didn't work out quite the way I wanted, or, I don't think I'm the teacher of the year. I don't think I'm that great. And, he could not find anything really positive to say about himself. So Melissa's just like, how about I just re-gift my speech and use compliments that I have received over the years. I'm just like, not re-gifted a darn speech. You know what I'm saying? So Barbara goes to Jacob. she's like, I need help signing into this continuing education class, right? So she got her little laptop with her and everything. And, so basically it's an online class. And I'm thinking that's probably why she hadn't finished it. Like she had that one last course or whatever. And so, y'all, Jacob was so happy that Barbara came to him for help. Like the way he acted, you would have thought that Barbara like told him that, hey, I'm on my dying my deathbed, and this is my last dying wish, and I want you to handle it. Like I'm entrusting you with this. Like he was so excited and over the moon. Like, baby, it is not all that serious. So anyway, so they're looking at the laptop. She got the classes pulled up, and so he's reading out the classes. Like, y'all, these classes, nap, nodding and praising. I was like, what? Here go Barbara. I praise the Lord. Oh, I only praise the Lord. The next class, mud, meeting under duress. I don't know if she had something to say about it too. I'm always under duress or so. The next one was called fart, facilitating a reading type. Y'all, these classes. And then the last one was called IGAL, intergenerational active listening. So that's the one she ended up signing up for, right? So Barbara is like, what is that? Like what? Like IGAL. Here go Jacob. Yeah, IGAL for my gal. Put it in your cow, pal. I was like, Jacob is so freaking corny. But anyway, so yeah, so she done signed up for this intergenerational listening class. I don't know, active listening class, right? So anyway, Gregory is heading toward the gym. I think he's just kind of trying to check out and see what's all doing, right? And so while he's walking toward that, he runs into Ashley, right? Y'all remember Ashley? She was the student aide for Melissa's class. And so apparently she has been nominated for Teacher's Aide of the Year. I wonder why. Now y'all gotta be catching this thing, how this district is trying to what should I say, showcase minorities in the education field. Now I'm gonna put it like that. So anyway, apparently, like I said, she was nominated for Teacher Aide of the Year. So Gregory ends up was just like, okay, y'all know Ashley can be overwhelming. Y'all know she got that bubbly personality and she just be way out there. And Gregory was just like, okay, whatever. So he walks on into the gym, and when he does, oh my gosh, it is so much whoopla going on. Like balloons from the front to the back, from the side to side. And I'm talking about like balloon arches. I mean, it was like 50,000 million, one of them things. And that guy, his picture on this big old retractable poster. And what else? You got the choir over there practicing. And over here is the spoken word people are practicing. Okay, y'all know I gotta tell y'all what they were saying with their spoken word, because it was so funny. But yeah, Gregory was overwhelmed. So with the spoken word people, so okay, you had like a leader and then a group of students like the chorus behind him. So he starts like, we kind of come in like in the middle of him already saying part of the speech. So what we hear him say is, with the wind beneath our wing. No, he says, with the wind beneath our, and then all the other kids come in and say, wings. And then he says, Gregory Eddie, a black man with a plan. Ain't that fly? Some may go low, but he won't go get. And then the other kids come in, high. And so, y'all, when the kids say hi, he goes, like higher, learning with a hue and sense of humor. Take him down? Nah, son. His name ain't Nas, but he's, and then a choir come in, Godson. I was like, oh, Jack. And then as soon as that, here go the singers. Did you ever know that you're my hero? Cue the infamous Gregory Eddie look. He was just like, y'all know how he do that look, baby. Oh my goodness. That was funny to me. Anyway, so Janine called the meeting with Deshaun Small, y'all. Oh, and so she shows up. So they're having their meeting or whatever. Baby, mama got the same darn attitude that her son had. So we see where he get it from. So the whole meeting time, Janine is trying to stay calm. But the lady keep just cutting her up like she is chewing her the F up and spitting her out like she is straight trash. And before she gets up and walks out, she ends up telling Janine that she is the worst teacher she has ever seen. So y'all know Janine was hurt. So next thing we know, Gregory's walking by. And he overhears Janine in her room crying. So he goes in and, he's like, what's wrong? So she tells him, yeah, I'm still tripping about them kids and their poem, baby. Their poem. So anyway, so he goes in, he's just like, what's wrong? So she ends up telling him about Deshaun's mom and what happened and what she said. And so he ends up taking Janine over to Barbara's class, because he's just like, I feel like I'm just making things worse. Like, maybe you can help her. And Barbara just so happened to be looking for someone to have an intergenerational conversation with. So, of course, she really is worried when she sees Janine crying. She hops up. I said, because they all care about Janine, baby, even when they be trying to act like she get on their nerves. But anyway, she jumps up like, what's wrong? And so, meanwhile, Gregory's being paged overhead to come to the gym for the ceremony. It's time for the award ceremony to start. And so, he was basically like, I'll be in my classroom. So, anyway, Barbara's like, what's up? What's wrong? So, Janine ends up filling her in about what happened. So, Barbara's just like, you are going to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and come back here tomorrow and do your job. And Janine was just like, but I failed him. I didn't solve the problem. Barbara said, I've been called a bad teacher before too. You can't let it bother you. And so Janine says, but I've never seen you fail a child. And Barbara said, I don't have all the answers. There are probably times I have, but there are some problems that are just too difficult for anyone to solve in one school year, right? She said, sometimes success looks like coming back, doing it all over again, not giving up on yourself, and not giving up on this student. And I said, you know what? That's right. That's right. Sometimes you just got to be persistent and show somebody that you care and you are there for them. Create this safe space. And then maybe some of those actions will start to change, So anyway, so they sitting there, they sharing their moment. Like, you really get the feeling like they're just really like in tune, and like it's like a and then all of a sudden, here go Bob gonna break out this paper. Now, can you sign this? How long we been talking? Let's just round it up to 15 minutes. Sign this paperwork. It was for her intergenerational class. And so she had her a conversation. I said, oh my goodness, Barbara. Wait to break the moment. And then you're gonna talk about something. If you see any more weeping millennials in the hallway, send them my way. I said, oh my goodness. So Gregory, true to his word, went to his classroom. He did not go to the gym. And so Melissa comes to look for him, finds him in his room, and he was just like, he's not going. He doesn't deserve the award. he starts pointing out other teachers who are probably more deserving, like Barbara, like Melissa, even Janine. And so Melissa said, you're right. You don't deserve. He was pretty much like, well, damn, tell me how you really feel. And she was like, but you're working hard to get better and you care. And she was just like, and one day you will get there, but you probably won't be nominated then. Like, you don't get to choose when you will be acknowledged for what you do. So think of it as you're accepting the award early. So she ends up convincing him to go or whatever. So he shows up in the gym just as Ashley is finishing her acceptance speech for her award, right? Because she gets through the 8 of the year. And y'all, why the district lady get up there on that microphone talking about something? Thank you, Latin X8. I said, oh, child, not the Latin X8. And then she goes on to introduce Melissa as, now welcome Italian American teacher Miss Schminti to the stage. I said, oh my goodness. So Melissa gets up, she says her speech. It was nice, encouraging, enduring. And so she brings Eddie up. She introduces him. And so he comes to the stage. So he starts his speech out by saying he can't accept this award, baby, and district lady, because she's all about the optics. She's just like, cameras down. Like, she did not want that on camera. And so he went on to say, he can't fully accept this award. And so, because I'm still learning, is what he said. I can't fully accept this award because I'm still learning. Here go the district lady. Cameras up, cameras up. I said, goodness. So she just ready to catch all the moments, y'all. So anyway, Gregory ends up, giving the rest of his speech, and he dedicates his award to all the teachers at Abbott who show up every day and give their best to their students or whatever. And as he put it, it's an honor to walk through those doors with you every morning. I thought that was so nice. He did a good speech too. So anyway, while I'm acting like these real people, girl, they just be bringing you in, don't he really gave a nice speech too, like as if this was not really written. But anyways, the district lady ends up getting up, like once he finishes talking about, let's give a hand to this black man. I was surprised she said African American. Yeah, she was. So anyway, as it's going off, we see Janine and Gregory walking down the hallway together, where they end up passing Ava and Melissa. They're just standing there. And so, of course, Gregory and Janine are having small talk or whatever. And so, once they pass Ava and Melissa, why they start mimicking them, y'all, talking about, I'm so proud of you. That was Melissa. Here go Ava. Thank you, Janine. I'm proud of you, too. My heart is full of love, although my pockets is full of lead. I said, they need to stop. Why are they doing them folks like that? So, anyway, the end of the scene, we see Jacob is logging Barbara into her IGL class, her first class. And so she's wondering who will be teaching the class, y'all, when guess who pops up? Mr. Johnson, or should I say Dr. Johnson, is what he said. Put some respect on his name. So, y'all, this intergenerational active listening class is basically to understand, like, the language that the youth are using nowadays. Like, literally, Dr. Johnson, he came on talking about some welcome to IGAL. Oh, he went on to use no cap, dead ass, bro, stupid, And so, all of a sudden we see him talking to somebody off camera. He was just like, did I use all that right? And so, y'all, guess who else pops on the camera at that point? It was Ashley, the aide, talking about some dead ass. She hopped on the camera talking some dead ass. I said, goodness. Goodness. Oh, this is another great episode. I will be back to give y'all a recap of this week's episode, which was titled Mom. And it was pretty good too. So I can't say pretty good because they're all good to me. So anyway, so I'll be back to give y'all that. Let me know what were your funny parts of this episode. And I will talk with y'all later. I pray for y'all. Y'all pray for me. Bye.